Dr. Mike just put out this whole video about how people should stop buying at-home genetic testing. And I get it. I agree with some of the things that he says in the video. But I do want to say that I did do 23andMe before because I just wanted to find out the roots of where I'm from. My father's from Jamaica, my mom is German. So I just wanted to really get a good picture of where my roots are actually from, right? So I was able to get that, right? But they also offer like health insights and they do some genetic testing stuff on a very small scale, right? But the thing is, I came back positive for something called Tay Sachs. Tay Sachs is a very rare disease, and when you're a carrier of it, it usually means that you have Jewish ancestry. When you look at me, do I look like I'm Jewish? No, I never knew that I was any percentage of Jewish. Come to find out, I'm a carrier of Tay Sachs. So if me and my husband were to have Tay Sachs, like if we were both carriers of Tay Sachs gene, we could have a possibility that our baby could come out and have the disease of Tay Sachs, right? Which is very, very, very deadly. But it's very rare, but very deadly. So when I told my maternal fetal medicine doctor this, that I came back positive for Tay Sachs on 23andMe, she kind of looked at me kind of shocked. She was like, "Oh, really?" And she was like, "That's usually in Jewish people." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but I came back positive for it." So she extended my whole panel. She was just going to do a very small panel on me based on like my history of like my family, history of me, until I told her that part about Tay Sachs. So she extended my panel. My panel came back, and I'm a carrier of 3 different genetic diseases, right? So, of course, since I came back positive for 3 of them, including Tay Sachs, right, like the 23andMe said, it prompted for my husband to get testing. So my husband also got the expanded genetic testing panel. He's also a black and white person. So it's very, well, at least it was very nerve wracking until we got the results back because he's black and white. He doesn't really know his roots. He could be a little bit Jewish too, and you not know, and we not know, you know? So I'm very grateful he came back negative for all these genetics things. But 23andMe was really great for me, and I'm very grateful that I did that test, because if I never did that test, I would have never known that I was a carrier of Tay Sachs, because my doctor would have never extended that panel, because I do not look Jewish. I do not look like I'll have be a carrier of any diseases that any genetic diseases that Jewish people carry. So, be mindful. I know data breaches, people having access to your data and to your genetics and your DNA and all these things. But, it truly worked out for me and was truly a blessing. And I'm very grateful that I took that test. And I expressed and advocated to my doctor that I came back positive for that, because if I would have never said anything, if I didn't speak up, my panel would have been regular and I would have came back negative for everything.